Hello YouTube. I just wanted to make this video before I made any reviews, just to show what I have, that when I do my review that I've gone through plenty of phones, and although this may be quite a few phones and tablets, this is not even nearly what I've owned. Most of these I've sold, after I get something new I sell off the whatever I have, and these either stick around because of nostalgia value, or plain old I think they're worth more than they're selling, or I need to, I want to keep it because I am a hoarder of electronics. So let's start. This is the iPhone 3GS. This is I think one of the best versions of the iPhone, going from the 3G to 3GS. It had a massive amount of updates and things for its time. It was not ahead of its time. It was just right about its time, but the style and the classiness of it will last forever. The 3GS will forever have a place in cell phone history as a beautiful and functional phone. The camera sucked on it, but everything else was great. It still works. Pretty good phone. This is the Galaxy S2. Now this right here is just a placeholder. My real Galaxy S2, this box right here, is what I'm using to record this video. This is a Galaxy S2 from Virgin Mobile that is a parts phone. Screen smashed here, and I just don't think it's worth selling for what they go for with the screen smash. So I am just going to hold on to this until one with a bad EMI or something passes my way. Straight Talk. Always been really good to me. I actually sell Straight Talk. I work at Walmart. I talk people out of contracts every day and into Straight Talk, just because $45 a month, unlimited everything. Yeah, it's limited, unlimited, where if you use too much data, they cut you down. I don't care about that. The speed cut down, as long as there's always data to be used, I am good with it. One note on this, I don't want to take a lot of time, but this phone right here, this black phone, this picture right here isn't what a lot of people will get, especially if you buy one now. There is a gray one they are selling that is a newer one that is a big piece of shit. I've had a lot of them come back. This black one is just a reskinned AT&T i777, and it works beautifully. I'm using it right now to record this. Everything works on it. The gray one has battery problems. The plastic is thinner. I can actually bend it, whereas I can't bend the one that I am using now. Like the back, you could crumple it up. It's so cheap. If you're gonna buy one of these, go for the black one. Totally hackable. The gray one's hackable too, but the black one is where it's at. You're definitely going to want to hack it too, because this says gingerbread on it, and if you're going to pay $300 or $200 for a used one, why the fuck would you go gingerbread? That's just what I'm saying, especially when the phone can run Jelly Bean, Kit Kat just fine. Just fine. Has enough RAM, enough power. It's fucking fine. This is going to be another one of those staples that lasts for a long time. This is what brought the Galaxy S's out on the market. That started, this is competition. This blew this little fucker right out of the water. Actually, I think it was this one's competition. This is the iPhone 4. This was this one's competition, and this fucking phone kicked the shit out of this phone. This phone was ahead of its time. There's phones being made now with the same fucking stats as this phone, and this phone is years old. Alright, so this phone right here is an iPhone 4. What can I say that hasn't been said about the iPhone 4, 4S, whatnot, this whole body style? I don't know who the fuck's idea was it to make a phone out of solid glass. I guess they wanted to sell some more glass units. I guess they wanted to sell some more phones. But I want to thank whoever made this phone out of glass, because I make fucking money off these every fucking week. Alright? Thank you for being such a dumbass and making this phone out of pure glass, because I get bank for it. Thank you very much. Alright. This is the Galaxy S3. This guy right here, after the S2, is what really did it for Samsung. this guy right here put him really on the map. This was iPhone 5's competition. All right. This came out after the 5. Was it before the 5? Before the 5. After the 4S. You know, a lot of people, you know, try to trade their iPhone 5 for a S4, and it's not. It's this should be the iPhone 5's competition. If you're gonna, you know, to have equals, this would be equal to iPhone 5. I got this for a good deal. Somebody traded me some stuff. Wasn't impressed with this version as much as I was the S2. It really just felt like a repurposed S2 with a little more RAM. But that's pretty much what it is. They really didn't do much, but Apple didn't do much either. I don't know if I got a bad one or not. This one runs fine. It doesn't crash. But when you do test scores, when you're running games, it's a lot slower than it should be. You know, when you run a benchmark, it lists all the phones in line that, you know, your device, and then here's the Galaxy Nexus, here's the Galaxy S2, S3, S4, they're all listed there. Well, my device would be listed down here, and then it'd say the Galaxy S3 is up here with these numbers. And I'm not stupid. I didn't have power saving turned on, or I didn't have any other apps running. I don't know what the deal was with this. Maybe it's because this is a cheaper model. It's not the LTE one. This is the $400 one that Radio Shack sells for $400 straight up, and you buy it, it's yours. Deal. It's not unlocked, but it's easily unlocked, I hear. I'm not going to stay on this. It's the S3. You know, it works great. It's better than the S2, but not by a lot if you know, opened up your S2 and put custom ROMs on it. This right here is a big pile of shit. This is the Galaxy Tab 3. This fucker right here, what can you say about it, right? You have the Galaxy Tab 2 and you have the Galaxy Tab 3, and for the life of me, when I put them side by side and run them, I don't think they did much. I really don't. It's supposed to be a little faster processor. The thing weighs a ton for its size. It's a 7-inch tablet, and it is gargantuan for the, you know, the thickness. I mean, look at this thickness of this phone right here, right? And then look at the thickness of this tablet. All right. There's a remote control receiver in here. I don't know why they think that's you know, a luxury. I don't want anybody that sat there saying, "Geez, I really wish I could turn my $200 tablet into a $12 universal remote." But hey, maybe that's something you like to do. This tablet has no flash. It has a 3-megapixel camera. My goddamn Razr had a 3-megapixel camera. Actually, I had a 1.3, but still, I've had flip phones with better cameras than this thing. The performance is very subpar. I got the thing with my school loans. I bought all the books, so they gave me this cheaper, and it was pretty much free, and I think I got ripped off. I am trying to trade it or sell it to somebody and pass it on. Right here, I have the iPad Mini. This little guy right here is a snappy, smaller version of the iPad 2. It also has Siri. I have iOS 7 on the thing right now, and it runs great. I use this for my kid. She loves to play her preschool games on here. I do the guided access, lock the thing out so that she can play and drool all over it, and it's great. Nothing special, but for $300 and it's an Apple, you get into Apple and you don't have to sign over your firstborn. This right here is the iPad 1. This is what pretty much started it for me. The first tablet I ever had was the Cruise tablet there that gets passed around still to this day. The thing was, it couldn't get out of its own way, even though it had a you know, a glass screen that wasn't pressure sensitive. You know, it wasn't a recessive touch screen. it didn't work that well. Not the iPhone, not the iPad 1, the Cruise tablet, the Cruise Micro Cruise Velocity, whatever it's called. So I decided to return that, and this was an open box special at Best Buy, and they screwed up. This was the 3G version, and they marked it down with open box as the Wi-Fi version. So I not only got a open box discount, but I got the Wi-Fi version for the open box price. I mean, I got the 3G version for the open box price of the Wi-Fi version. And back then, when this thing first came out, you needed a computer to run this thing. Yeah. You open the box and it said connect it to your computer in order to turn the thing on. If I'm buying this, more than likely I'm buying it because I don't want to use a computer, or maybe I don't know how to use a computer, or maybe my computer's broken, but why the fuck will I need a computer to use a computer? Apple corrected that later in iOS 5, I think 4 actually, but the person that had it before me returned it because they didn't own a computer. They thought this would have been the great thing to start off because they had an iPhone, the great thing to start off to be able to do, you know, web browsing and whatnot, and they were wrong at the time. Apple fucked us over on the updates for this. The 3GS runs iOS 6 just fine. It has the same stats. If not, actually, the iPad has a faster processor. The big argument on the Apple forums, the fucking fanboys, is like, well, this don't have a camera, and most of the features need a camera, and this has a higher resolution screen and a higher pixels and blah blah blah, or this has actually higher pixels, and they're like, well, that's why you couldn't put it on there because it would have been too slow, blah 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 blah. Go fuck yourself. That is easily taken care of. I've actually seen iOS 6 run on this thing through a hacker friend that had pieces of it running. I don't know, it might have had the same kernel as 5, but all the shit was running on here, and I have this thing jailbroken, and I put all the stuff on here. Siri works just fine. You know, all the extra stuff works on this thing just fine. Apple fucked us out of the thing just because they wanted for us to buy a new tablet, and that had been fine, but some people have owned it less than a year, less than a fucking year, 8 months from the last time they sold this device to when it was not updatable anymore. 8 months. That was bullshit. This right here is the reason I stopped, you know, buying Apple seriously. I had an Apple, you know, a MacBook, I had an iPad 1, and I had the 3GS. I was, you know, I wouldn't call myself a little Apple fanboy, but I was definitely a loyal, going to be a loyal buyer. It was the first time I got all Apple things, and I was actually planning on buying the iPad 3, because I usually, with something, I will buy something and then I will skip the next generation and buy the one after that, usually. And it was after they said that this wasn't getting the update, and this was, that floored me. And you know, Steve Jobs was dead, and so was my faith in Apple. That's why I don't, you know, really get their stuff anymore. You know, I got the iPad Mini, but it was more of a steal. This right here in the pink case, isn't it manly? Isn't it manly? We got right here, women are meant to be loved, not understood. This is what my wife uses for a tablet. This is a Nook Color that has been hacked to the gills. They actually make Jelly Bean ROM for this. I had it on it. It runs really well. For, you know, because this actually had 512 megabytes of RAM, unlike the iPad only has 256. So it actually could handle it pretty well. As you can see here, I have Miyu on it. It is the Android, I want to say ice cream sandwich or gingerbread that has been made to look like iOS. She's still kind of an iPhone, iPad, iSheep. So, and she didn't want to get the iPad because she really just uses this to read. You can see there's a couple other apps on it, but she mainly just uses this to read and not much else. And so she just wanted a 7-inch tablet that was color, that she could use to read, and not spend a lot of money on. So I was like, oh, I can get one of these and I can hack it, and it'll work great. And it worked out. This is a very cool device. The thing that Barnes & Noble sold us at the beginning was junk, just because they locked everything. They took a great software, a great device, and shit all over it, and I had to wipe up their mess by rooting it and installing my own fucking software on this thing. They're still doing it today, and they're losing the tablet wars big time because of that. Kindle Fire may still use their own lock software, but at least you can get free apps for free. That's all I got to say about that. And this brings me right around to the WikiPad. I don't have a ton to say about this because of the fact that I will be reviewing it sooner or later. But this device right here is only one of 100. They never made this device. This was scrapped. They make a 7-inch version of this. This is the 10-inch version. As you can see here, you're up to an iPad. It's roughly the same size as an iPad. See right here, it comes right out. This was a test version. I was one of the testers for this. Very good tablet here. I think they could have made money if they sold this. They might be making money now, they might not be. I parted ways with them. This is pretty much all I got for what I did. And as you can see here, it's a regular tablet, but it's maxed out. For its time, last year at this time, it has a Tegra 3 in it with the 12 core or whatever video processor. They skimped a little bit on the RAM. It only has 1 gigabyte of RAM. It has Jelly Bean 4.12, I think, and no really custom software. It's pretty plain on that. I think the one they're selling actually has some custom software on it. This is all developer software. It actually runs really well for being a developer device. The controller itself was really cool. It's a great idea. Sliding it off so you have 2 devices is not stuck there, because this is really bulky if you just want to use it as a tablet. And this is a great idea. I don't know why this one. I do know why. It was because of money and because of the people that made this particular part screwed up bad, and there was a lot of glitches in this thing, and it didn't serve its purpose the way it was supposed to. And the camera on this thing was very expensive, because it's a very nice camera actually. It's probably the nicest camera out of all these tablets, besides this, which we'll get to in a second. Wow, I'm at 18 minutes. It's great. I'll have to put this up in splits. But anyways, yeah, this right here, great device. I will be reviewing it. Awesome. This right here is my newest addition to the collection. This is what's called a phablet. It is a phone tablet. It is a 6.5 inch phone. This is a China phone. I ordered this phone online, and it was shipped to me from China. What is that? Oh, that was a video I was watching. This thing right here beats the hell out of all expectations. I am going to review it. I'm going to have a really good review on it. I've got a video running here, this stupid thing. When you close YouTube or videos, they actually don't close, they minimize, which is a little silly, but I think I can turn that off. It has a few pet peeves, annoyances for me. It might be deal breakers for you, but you should. On posting this video, the review of this phone should be posted too. Check out my videos. I'm getting on 20-minute mark here, so which will be 10 minutes for the second video of this. So rate and comment, subscribe. Comment if you want me to review any of these other ones more. Thank you, and have a great day.